everyone.
Welcome back.
Happy Life Results Book Reading Group. This is the author, Stacey McPherson.
Hello, welcome everyone.
And we are in concept number 4.
Signals. And we're in a section called Robot and A Shoulder to Cry On. 2 different paragraphs. All right, so I love this one about robot because, oh my gosh, I have to read it. Okay, so people could think, they could assume that if you get to control your internal emotional state, you get to control your peak experience, how often you're in peak experience.
And if you're interpreting all of the signals as neutral,
yes,
like sounds like kind of like a machine in a way.
Yeah, it's like you're eliminating something. What are we eliminating?
It sounds like you're taking some kind of human element out, like signals are just neutral data and I determine what I'm going to do with them, blah, 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 right?
Yes.
It could sound a little bit like that.
It could sound that way until you experience it. And what ends up happening is you actually have access to more stimulus in your life, more awareness, more tactile information.
And it makes sense because if those signals no longer control you, you're open to a wider array of them and tuning into them. Because if it's not going to make you feel a certain way, if it doesn't threaten to take away your ability, your freedom to choose, you can tune into it really closely.
Yeah. Yes, so you actually are the opposite of a robot.
Yeah.
More human than ever.
Superhuman.
You can access experiences, feelings, sensations. Sensations become even more pronounced when you tune into them. Because sometimes if you're afraid that a sensation can cause you pain or can cause you to feel emotionally down, then you will avoid it, you will block it. But when you don't have that fear anymore, you can actually tune into sensations more fully.
It's like a buffet of signals where you decide which ones to tune into and which ones to tune out. So you pick the ones you like, kind of thing.
And the ones that support you and your goals, whatever you're trying to do, you tune into those ones.
And we talked about yesterday, the way you interpret them can be different than maybe what it had been in the past too.
Yeah.
So even the same signals, now if they're not threatening, when you tune into them in a positive way, and now they're exciting or encouraging or that kind of thing.
Yeah, and one example for me is that when I described at the beginning of this section about hunger in my stomach, how I would interpret it, guess what? Now I like that feeling. Isn't that ridiculous how much I could change it?
It's completely...
I like it.
Yeah.
It means, to me, health. And like ketosis, like my body is cleaning.
Well, you know what? It's fortunate that you like it because you go through what most of your day feeling is.
Yeah.
If you tune into it, so it might as well be something you enjoy.
Yeah. Yes. If someone invites me to eat food before I normally eat food,
which I'm usually the culprit.
then I'm like, I'd rather not. I can.
I'm not eating yet.
Yeah.
Or I'm not eating. You usually say I'm not eating. Oh, you don't eat the food anymore. Okay, you're not eating. I'm still stuck in the I have to eat mode. You know? No. I'm just kidding.
You introduced me to this idea. But I do love too fast. I love it. I love it. And when you get into a rhythm of it, then it just feels good. I like it. So that's a good example.
What about that part though?
All right. Okay. So the next section we could write a whole book on, to be honest.
But we're not going to. We're going to give you just a quick brief.
Yes, because it's almost like next level. Like this paragraph or section, you kind of need to grasp up and translate it and have the application of it in order for this to really make sense.
Yeah, okay. So if you're translating it, basically it's the idea because it's
next level.
It's next level. Let's try to talk about it real quick though, because if someone comes to you and they have a really heart-wrenching story, and the term their heart-wrenching story makes it sound like the story can wrench your heart. It can make you feel bad, and that you just have to let it make you feel bad, and that can be considered positive, like empathy and sympathy and those kind of things, right? And if you are in an emotional position where you have the capacity to handle that That's great. If you can view it as another one of those signals where you decide what is the optimal way to interpret it, what is the optimal way to tune into or out of it, if you're there to support the other person,
Yeah.
then you don't have to decide if you have the energy, if you have the emotional capacity to listen to someone's heart-wrenching story, because you can tune in and out of how much it impacts your emotions. It's a signal in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a person connected to this, there are some other elements there.
Yeah.
But the idea here is similar to hunger and other things. If the way that you react to someone else's input to you, it sounds, the signal they're giving you, if you have more say in how you respond and the behavior and what you're capable of, you can actually expand your capacity to support other people exponentially.
Yeah. Because I'm sure everyone has had the experience where someone needed them emotionally, but they just didn't have anything to give. They felt drained themselves. And so
Which is how you used to feel with food. It drained.
Yeah.
And if you feel like someone comes to you and you feel like it's draining,
yeah,
then
you are not emotionally available to them.
Even if you're listening, you're not really listening.
Yeah. So what this does is opens up even more capacity for compassion and empathy than you considered it was possible. Like, I'm shocked. I'm amazed at how much more empathy and compassion I have, more ability to support them in their time of need, and actually more capability to draw them out of the despair they're feeling into seeing a different way of looking at their pain.
Yeah. So similar to the way she approached hunger, where now she goes most of the day without eating. If you don't approach other people as emotionally draining, you can be there and support them day in, day out, no problem.
Yeah.
It's an option.
Yes. All right, I think we did it.
Okay. All right, that's
Take
it,
care,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.